Hey YouTubers, welcome back to another episode here on ESGNet, Madden 15 Connected Franchise with the Indianapolis Colts. This is episode 19, and we are in the bye week here as we take a look here by the Wildcard weekend here coming up here, and we have a bye week. Of course, we are undefeated here. We're 16-0. We finished the regular season undefeated, and I'm not for sure if the Arizona Cardinals finish undefeated. We'll take a look at that here in a bit. But what a season we had. I mean, it was a really good season. We were all healthy. We didn't have too many issues when it comes, well, especially with health. I mean, can't really complain about that. But, you know, we had some issues with moving some guys' personnel around. And just pretty much, it was just a really good season. Hopefully we can continue that as we go into the postseason here and get ready for postseason play. So, of course, like every week, we got some game prep here. We got to get ready for, and of course, get our XP up here as we're trying to develop some of our younger guys here to be the next stars here on the team here, and have them step up as additional role players here in our team. So we're just gonna get some XP here, especially with our corners here. Try to work with them because that's what we need the most here, and that's what we're trying to develop here as we move along here and get ready for the NFL draft here in the spring. So there you see, just working on some things that the coaching staff and of course the owner want us to work on, and we're just gonna work on some of those things to get ourselves better here. But really, truly, like I said, I can't really complain because we've had a really good year, and I just hope that they can continue here. Or I should say Coach Teddy Bonds should. Coach Teddy Bonds has been talking to the local media and the newspapers and stuff like that, and letting them know that hey, the first half of this job is done. Now we gotta get ready for the second half. As you see there, we're doubling up our our scouting points here. Our work is not done yet. He went on to say in the press conference that there's still a lot of things they need to do. There's still a lot of things they need to work on and fix, and try to get better here as they play one game at a time here going to the playoffs. So he's not looking too far down ahead. He just wants to just really focusing on just getting this off week, trying to relax. Try to work on some new schemes and a couple new plays and stuff like that he's working on. As you see there, the standings there, and if I'm not mistaken, I think the Cardinals end up losing their last game there, so I think they're 15-1 there, so they don't go undefeated. Been really cool if we were both undefeated going into this, because that right there would definitely be that right there. I guess you would say that would be a Super Bowl preview right there, seeing these two teams undefeated. So there you see the Ravens there. They clinched the AFC North division there with 9-7 record. And then we'll go to the South. Of course, we clinched that, and now of course we have home field advantage throughout the playoffs. So there you see they're 16-0 there. Jaguars they're in last place there with 3-13. So they'll get the first round pick of the NFL draft. There you see the Patriots get that one, even though they are deflating footballs. 12-4 there. AFC West, there you see the Chiefs clinch that division, and then of course the Broncos and Chargers both get the wild card. Packers, there you see 8-7-1 there. They'll get that, as the Bears, Lions, and Vikings will not go to the playoffs. And the NFC South, there you see the Panthers will get the division, and the Buccaneers will get a wild card spot. In the NFC East, Eagles will get the division there. You see the Cowboys there in last place. Again, sit at home in their lazy boy watching the playoffs. And then you see the Arizona Cardinals there. You see they clinched their division 15-1. 49ers will get the wild card there, which is a big shocker right there. I think a lot of people are just scratching their heads like, okay, what happened there? You got Seattle and 49ers there. And where did the Cardinals come out of nowhere? So we'll take a look here at some stats here, and there you see the passing yards there, 4,814 yards there for Luck. He has the most yards there, as the quarterback of the season, plus more touchdowns he has 41. We'll see that here in just a bit. But just running down the list of the guys in order of yardage they had over the season. Some pretty good names there. Has some pretty good numbers overall in this season. And then, of course, you got some ones that are, kind of disappointing. You kind of think about what happened to him. But there you see Dalton there with 30. He's only really the closest one that got 30 or more touchdowns this season compared to Andrew Luck having 41. Bortles, there you see 25 interceptions, the most in NFL this season. And then you just, of course, go down the list there. And we had 15 there. There you see 15 interceptions there for the season for Luck. So not the interception ratio. I mean, good touchdown interception ratio, but I was really hoping that we can keep single digits there when it comes to interceptions. And then, of course, the most rushing yards there, of course, by our very own Trent Richardson there. He will have the rushing title there, having the most rushing there with 1,686. For touchdowns, he has 31. Of course, he broke the record there, which was held by LaDainian Tomlinson for quite some time there with the most touchdowns, which was at the time was 28, and he now beat that by 3. So he is now seen as the most counting the most touchdowns in a single season from a halfback. There you see in receiving, there you see 1,591 there for Allen, who's just been a beast. When it comes, he's been so clutch. There you see Ty 1,313 for him. Then you see Reggie 1,255 for him. Of course, his numbers are going down because he is getting older and it's getting a lot more tougher to get thrown to him because a lot of teams are definitely watching him and what he can do. But like I said, overall with Allen, he's just been a beast, and I can't wait to get him and Coby Fleener into more of a tight end set here. We're gonna start working on some play sets here for for Fleener here coming up in the off season here. Maybe we might even try to dabble in some during the playoffs. So there you'll see some of the numbers there with the most touchdowns there. Roddy White of the Falcons there. Now, of course, we'll look at some blocking here. And some guys here got some good numbers here this season with pancake blocks and whatnot. But just overall, great season from everybody. And like I said, very thankful, very happy that everyone's been healthy and the games have been going our way. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been a couple times where I honestly thought we should have lost that game. There's been several like that. I think the Patriots game was a close one that could have went either way. I was really thinking, I was like, okay, we'll just give them this one, and we happen to meet in the playoffs, then we'll nail it to them when it really actually counts for. I mean, don't get me wrong, every game counts for something, but playing the playoffs, hey, we can send them home and be done with them and move on, really stick it to them. So. Like I said, that was just some of the things. We had a few close games there this season that I really thought that, like, wow, how the hell did we get out of that game? Like, what was, what got us out of it? And I think, honestly, it was probably with our running game, really pounding the ball when we had to, not going, deep as much as I wanted to. With Ty and Nix, I think just having Trent Richardson there really run the ball there. Of course, it's a little different than what it is in real life because Trent Richardson has been having struggles there with injuries and just getting used to the playbook and whatnot, and getting used to the NFL game just in general. But yeah, running him up running him up between the tackles and stuff like that just really helps out. And then not to mention having a backup like Bradshaw. Now, and as for Bradshaw, he's going to come back next season, I have no idea. He's one of the guys that's on my list of kind of questionable about bringing him back or not. If I do bring back a back, it'll be, I want a speedster. I got Power Guy, which is from Trent, but I want a speedster, so, in third downs, or maybe even first downs, bring him in and have him come out of the backfield, maybe have him come right off the edge on the corners or something. And we have Trent up the middle there, where he, once he gets going, he can just take off like a rocket. So take a look at some the defensive stats there, and I believe, I can't remember who it was that was leading in sacks, but I think he broke the sack record there. I believe it was Kaplan or somebody from our team got the sack thing. If you guys, I'm not sure, go back and check it out, but he got 23 sacks for the season there, so he's got a record there. So we're actually breaking records here, which I wasn't looking. That was not something we were looking forward to. That just, I guess, happened throughout the season. And you see Adams and his numbers there for this season as a kicker. Haven't had to use him as much when it comes to the field goal game, because we just been, offensive line's just been doing great, just helping us move the ball there, which is the important thing in football, having that good offensive line to move that football. Because you can't move the football, you can't win games. So having them get us in good position here, and when especially when we need to get a field goal, getting us in that spot that we need for Adam to kick it up the upright and get us 3 points on the board there. So really not try to leave too many points on the field there, but I don't think we've punted the ball that much either. Taking a look at the punts here. We didn't really do too much punting because we really didn't have ourselves in that situation, which is nice, I guess. But when it came to when we did have a punt, he has always put us, put the other team in an awkward position. Always inside the 20, a couple times inside the 10 there. The last couple games here, he did that for us, and really, really helped us out when they were, underneath their own shadow, their own goalpost. So we'll have to see if, we're hoping that he can continue that into the postseason. Like I said, overall, just a great year so far, and we're hoping that it will continue as we go into the playoffs more. And of course, now look at the kick returns here. Of course, the two awesome kick returns that we had from our very own T.Y. Hilton was so awesome. I was so ecstatic about that. Seeing those him kick, getting those balls and taking them, and especially in the same game, back to back like that. That was so awesome, because when you get kickoff returns like that, that helps your offense so much, especially when you have a struggling offense. And I think at the time I was struggling there because Luck was throwing just some crazy balls, just everywhere. And he actually, putting those 14 points on the board there, and the offense didn't have to do anything. That was great, because that got me to figure out, okay, what plays are going to work for us and what plays are not. So T.Y. Hilton there with two kick returns there. He came close to getting punt returns too this season, but unfortunately wasn't really able to do that. And hopefully we can find somebody in the off season that can help us there in that situation there. Hopefully maybe one of these guys here that are on this list here of guys that return punts this year, hopefully they'll be available in free agency, and we'll be able to afford them and take them in there as punt returners. So like I said, the main thing for the off season, and I really don't want to get that far ahead because that's another time for another video. We're really going to be focusing on defense. So really our corners, linebackers are really going to be key to us next season, and as we go into the draft. Offense, I'm not too worried about. We may get maybe another receiver, if there's one out there that we like. But for the most part, it is going to be all about getting our corners ready and getting our linebackers ready. But there you see the Coach of the Year. There you see Coach Teddy Bonds there, 16-0. The player MVP of the league is no other than Andrew Luck. So congratulations to Andrew Luck on that award. Now we're going to take on and look at the AFC Offensive Player of the Year. There you see Trent Richardson. There he is, the Offensive Player of the Year. We'll take a look at the Defensive Player of the Year here just a bit, but there you see some of the names that were considered for that award. Now, defense got Von Miller for Broncos there. He will take that piece of hardware home there this season. As for Rookie of the Year, Blake Bortles there, you see him with that struggling team there, 3-13 for the year for him. Mack, of course, Rookie of the Year for defense for the Raiders there. Raiders got a very good defensive player there for the future there. Quarterback is no other than Andrew Luck. There you see him. Had 41 touchdowns overall, close to 5,000 yards passing. Trent Richardson there, you see the best receiving or running back there, and he will take that award home for him. Reggie Wayne, best wide receiver. Wow, could have swore they could have gave that to Hilton, because Hilton had some pretty good games there. But again, I guess they see the numbers there. I guess they like Reggie's numbers. Anthony Castonzo, our best offensive lineman there. He has been a beast, and hopefully we can bring him back in the offseason. Cory Redding there, another one. Defensively, he wins that one along with Hughes, and looked like Chapman, all top three right there for the Colts there. Could have brought any of those three could have brought that home. And then we see best defensive back there. And the kickers, of course, Sebastian Janikowski there, always one of the top guys there in kicking. Now we go on the other side here. We'll take a look at the NFC, and we'll take a look at offensive player there. You see Cam Newton there for the Panthers, 11-5 for the season there. Ace Boogie there is taking that award home. We'll look at defensively, and we'll see his partner, his defensive comrade there, Luke Kuechly. He'll take that one, and he'll be defensive. As for rookie, we've got Mike Evans there for the Bucks. And we'll see defensively, Marcus Joyner. He'll be defensive rookie of the year there for the Rams. So he'll take that hardware home there to St. Louis. We'll go ahead and move on to the best quarterback. Carson Palmer, 15-1. What a great season he had, and especially that whole team there. Just out of nowhere. I mean, seriously, I was not really paying attention to them. But we'll see Shady McCoy. He'll be the best running back there for the NFC. Always having a great season. Brandon Marshall, there you see best wide receiver for the Bears. Right behind Calvin Johnson there. So he must have had a really monster season. Jared Velhier, he is the offensive player there for the Cardinals, who has just been, again, Cardinals just really coming out of nowhere this season. Charles Johnson there, best defensive lineman for the Panthers. Again, 11-5 there for them this season. We'll take a look here a bit. Best D-back, Tyrann Mathieu there. You see the Honey Badger there. He'll get that, and he'll take that with him to Arizona. And their kicker there, Chandler, there, he'll get the kicker award there, and he'll take that back to Arizona along with Tyrann Mathieu. So as we take a look at the Wildcard weekend here, the matchups here, we've got the Chargers going to Foxborough. We got the Bucks going to Philly. Broncos going to Baltimore, and the 49ers are going to Green Bay there to play in those wild card games. So it's going to be a very good and very interesting wild card weekend. Now, before this episode ends here, we'll show you guys some of the stats here. You guys can pause the video and check them out. There you see at 1,686 yards there for Mr. Trent Richardson there running this season. And then, of course, Luck had a couple times that he ran. Of course, you see Dwayne Allen, 1,591 yards and 10 touchdowns for him. The most was by Reggie Wayne. He had, I believe, 12 for the team there. And again, looking at just some of the team stats here that we're seeing here for the regular season here. Some pretty good names here. Some names that I've actually written down here, and checking out and seeing what they're worth here, if they're worth even, going after in free agency, maybe try to keep them on the team or not. And there's a few names that I have in mind that I wouldn't mind having here on the team because they've been doing very well. Of course, that man right there, Cory Redding, just been a beast there, along with I believe Chapman and Hughes. All three have just been dominant there on the line, and I'm going to try to keep them in the Colts organization as much as possible here. But like I said, I think earlier in the video here, our real focus is working on the secondary. We get those linebackers, corners, and those safeties there. Get them in the position here so we'll have some shutdown corners and some just tackling hard safeties to help us out. When it comes to the deep pass, that's been a kind of a thorn on our side this year, and that's something that we're going to have to try to get a hold of here as we get into going into the next season. So defense, and more defense. I'm not really too worried about wide receivers. I know there's a couple wide receivers that like Reggie that's up for free agency. Not to mention, there's also there's guys there on other teams that are up for free agency that I've been looking at and been wanting to possibly bring a big name to come to the team to help out the receiving core. And not to mention, have to start worrying about the future of the quarterback position when it comes to Andrew Luck. But I think that's going to be further down the line, maybe 5 years from now in this series. So then we'll take a look here before we go, and we'll take a look, and we'll go ahead and sim here the next week here. So we'll advance after this bye week, and of course in the next video I'll show you guys who won. But there you'll see the Ravens won that ball game there. They went against the Broncos, and they won. So now they'll have to head to Indy here with their 9-7 record here to face us here in the next episode. So the next episode will be the divisional round, and it will be the Colts putting their undefeated streak on the line here in Indy going against the Ravens. There, Joe Flacco and company will be our esteemed host, or no, not hostess, but guest of honor here in Indy. So definitely, guys, come on back for another episode here on Madden 15 here on ESGNet Connected Careers franchise with the Indianapolis Colts, as we'll get ready for episode 20, and we'll start, I believe it'll be week 19 of the season here. And we'll get to our divisional game here. First game in postseason this 2014 season. We'll see what we can do. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a like. Also, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and check out other great series here on ESGNet. As always, keep yourselves healthy, and I will see you guys next time.